Hello, welcome back to the Scale Modelling Cafe. Welcome to another Sprue Tour. The subject of this video is this little thing up here. It's the Dora Wings Norseman. I've never built a Dora Wings kit before. In fact, I've never even seen a Dora Wings kit before, but they do look great. Out of Ukraine, so kudos to them for bringing out these kits under what must be unimaginable difficult circumstances. And just the Ukrainian market for kits it's kind of unbelievable, really, isn't it? Bearing in mind what's going over there, it seems to be a bit of a epicenter of the industry, which is absolutely fantastic. So Dora Wings, relatively new company, small company, but quickly gaining a really good reputation for bringing out some great subjects and producing some great kits. And it's going to be interesting to see, as I said, this is my first Dora Wings kit. Interesting to see it live in the box. I've seen various of their kits online, but never in the flesh. What attracted me to this kit was there's the old Matchbox one out there, which, for its day was very good. But I think it's a funky looking aeroplane. The colour schemes are great. 2 yellow ones and a white one, as you'll see in a minute. And I really fancy one of those yellow ones, actually. I'm toying with the idea of creating my own masks and going down the sort of Southeast Asia command route to give me some weathering opportunity. But I think doing a yellow one is going to be a real challenge. And I'm more than likely going to go with that. Anyway, without further ado, let's pop over to the bench then and have a look and see what's in the box. So here we are at the bench. Small little box, but then it is 72nd scale. Very glossy, actually. Look at that. The way the aeroplane is more glossy than the background, which is a really nice touch. Love that. Right, Delta Whiskey 72034 is your code. Some of their other products on the side. Slava Ukraine. One of the options, Norwegian. Love that scheme. Yeah, nice little box. Lid type, which is always a bonus. One bag of sort of grey-green sprue. One Ziploc bag of clear parts. One booklet. One decal sheet with a little bit of photo etch. And canopy masks, which I missed earlier. Right, let's just have a look at the, while I've got them in my hand, the decals. I can't see any manufacturer on there. Oh, yes, I can. That looks like Decograph to me. It is Decograph, which are, I think they're a Ukrainian company, because most of the Ukrainian companies seem to use them. Right, I can't actually get them out without ripping the bag, I don't think. But I've used Decograph before, and they are beautiful decals. So, yeah, really good. Let's have a look at the little photo etch set. Seat harness on there. And a few little other airframe details. Look like flap aileron actuators. And we'll just have a look at the canopy masks, which are vinyl, which I'm not that much of a fan of. But we'll see how those get on. It all looks fairly flat though, not too many curves. So, yeah, reckon that's going to be okay. Right, let's have a look at the instructions. I love this presentation of the instruction booklet. That's really nice. Really well designed, like that. Parts tree, there's your decals and your photo etch and your mask set. So everything's there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grey sprues and 1 clear sprue. Obviously starting out in the cockpit. Right, this here I'm not so much of a fan of. I'm wondering if they could have just perhaps moulded all 4 legs on maybe a plate underneath that you just glue on. That might have been a lot easier. But I'm not going to hammer them too much because, they are a great company. we'll just see how it goes. Multi-part control column here. Here's the photo etch, just lap belts. So check your references, see whether there's any shoulder harnesses. Decal for the instrument panel. I'm sure that's going to work very well. Looks like some kind of detail on the inside of the fuselage halves there. Engine mount all builds up. And then a lot of seats going in. So, yeah, what's that? 16 individual seat support. So, yeah, take a patience pill. Okay, looks like a floor, ceiling and rear bulkhead going in before the fuselage halves go in. Instrument panel, obviously, you might be able to put that in from underneath. But I think the sort of bottom of the rudder pedal thing looks like it goes on the front of there, maybe. I don't know. I'll find out when I build it. Windows going in from the outside, as is the door. So you could leave the door open and do a bit of scratch building in here if you wished. I'll probably do mine closed. Windscreen going on. Again, all flat. So using the vinyl masks, that's probably going to work fine. I will probably glue these parts early on in the build, just give them extra time to cure. So that's the undercarriage mounting bit, and then that just fills that void, open void underneath. So you're probably better off, before you start sanding, is glue all the clear parts in and seal everything up before sanding the fuselage seams, just to keep any dust out. That might work well. Right, the engine looks really quite complicated here. So these are all the exhaust nubbins, push rods and collector, what do you call it? The where the ignition wires go. So you might want to drill these out so you can actually add some wiring. There's the exhaust collector ring at the back. 2-part wing. Again, I'll probably do this at the start of the build as well. Here's all those photo etch actuators going on. Some clear parts, obviously leave those off to the end. A fairing for the DF loop. And fairly conventional going together over the top. Plugs in. Exhaust prop, 2-part wheels. Again, they'll get glued on right at the start, as will all these cowling parts. Separate taut links, that's a nice touch. And then everything just goes together then. So these struts, you're probably better off leaving these off to the end after painting and weathering and everything, and just gluing those on. I'm sure that's what I'll be doing. Little greeblies going on, steps. You might want to replace those with wire. We'll have a look, see how refined they are. And then lots of just little greeblies everywhere. So really highly detailed. Straight in then to the colour schemes. 2 yellow ones, 3 yellow ones, and a white one, I believe. Really colourful. So training command, Canadian, with the sort of white cross on it. That's a nice scheme. I might be tempted to paint all these markings, but I might give the decals a go. I'll have to wait and see. Do like this with these early roundels. Training command again, Canadian, with the really big fin flash. I really like that scheme as well. These black areas are going to be tricky to paint afterwards, I'd say. It's going to be a tricky masking job. So you might want to paint those first, but then trying to paint yellow over black, you're going to paint white, no doubt. So that might affect the underlying yellow. So you might want to paint it black afterwards. Be up to you. Norwegian, 1954, so quite far after the war. This has got the DF loop, so this one hasn't. So nor has this one. And it doesn't say option here. So just be careful. Don't go sticking that on if you're doing one of the Canadian ones. That was for Norwegian one. And the United Nations one in all over white. Oh, that's interesting. Look, United Nations, and then it's in French here, Nations Unies. Again, post-war, 56. So these schemes are going to give you some nice weathering options, I reckon. Right, big fan of that. Let's have a look at the clear parts. Seeing I've got these first. Kind of leapt out of me. Just give that hand a shot. Beautifully clear. Not overly thin, if I'm honest, but not thick either. So, yeah, not bad. We've got some detail going on the doors there. So if you were going to do those open, that's going to be nice. Little bit of sort of wobbliness, for want of a better word, on some of these flat parts. So I might try and sand those down a little bit. I might just leave them. I don't know. But nice. Yeah, just a little bit of distortion on these parts, but they are beautifully clear. Pop those back in there for safekeeping. Right, don't need the knife. Let's start with the wing, shall we? So this is the one-piece upper wing. And straight away, if I can catch that in the light. Beautifully done fabric texture. Not exaggerated. That is lovely. I'm assuming the leading edge was metal then. So I might be tempted to whack a few rivets on there. No location pins, so just be careful lining them up. But actually the wingtips there is one solid bit, so it actually sits in there. So hopefully that will line that up, help line that up. But yeah, that's really well done. Don't know if you can hear that. So that is beautifully textured, and then these sort of ribs here, rib tapes. So these are obviously the underside of the wings, and again that metal leading edge. Yeah, I'm probably going to rivet that. The fabric for the control surfaces, again, really subtle. See if I can get that in the light for you. Really subtle. And then same for the tailplane. So if I give you an extreme close-up on the tailplane there, you can see the detail at the front, the fabric detail, and how it fades out as it goes towards the back. That's absolutely lovely. Again, no locating pins or anything. But yeah. Now I don't know if that's a little bit of flash there. It looks deliberate to me, because it's exactly the same on the other side. If it is, that's a nice subtle detail. But if it is flash, that'd be easy enough to remove. Fuselage, again, beautifully done stressed fabric effect. And in the midsection as well. Really nicely done. Very crisp panel lines for the pilot's door and around the nose cowling. Again, might be tempted to add a little bit of rivetage. Here's the undercarriage mount. No real detail on there. So I'd be tempted to add a little bit of rivet blah. And then on the inside, again, we've got that corrugated effect. That's going to take a wash really nicely. Very nice sprue that. Again, no location markings on the fuselage parts. So just be careful when putting those together. It'd be easy to get a step or a misalignment on there. But beautifully moulded. Right. On with the detail. Rudder, again, fabric, beautifully done. It's becoming a bit of a theme, isn't it? Very crisply moulded struts. Another detail bit. Solid exhaust. But that'd be easy enough to drill out. And just be careful removing these parts. But very sensibly done, the attachment points. Undercarriage struts, very short obviously, because it's all hidden in the fairings. Again, nicely done. And then the last one, it's got the engine on. Right, that's going to be interesting. Removing that from the sprue. Right. Here, that is all the seat struts by the look of it. Prop, beautifully moulded. Wheels, nicely detailed. Not weighted or anything, so you just sand a flat in that. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge as well, removing that from the sprue. Instrument panel, but there is a decal, isn't there? But there is some relief on there, that's nice. That engine actually looks really nice. Again, another beautifully done sprue. So all in all, what a beautifully done model. Love that, really looking forward to building this. Right, let's go back to the seat for a wash-up. There we are. I think you'll agree, it looks a great package in the box. The rendering of the plastic is absolutely beautiful. That sort of fabric and, you know, the sort of structure of the thing, of the airframe, looks great. I think it's going to be a challenge to put the cockpit together and those seats with those seat legs. But you know, I'm up for that challenge. And the inclusion of a little photo etch set is most welcome. No canopy masks, but you know, it's when we start talking about being a little bit disappointed by no canopy masks, including in a kit, you just think, well, how far has the hobby come? And looks fairly straightforward to do my own, which I'm going to be doing. And I'm really looking forward to building this. Got a few projects to clear first, but I'm really looking forward to launching into this one. So thanks very much for watching. Watch out on the channel for when I eventually start it. Like I say, got to clear a few projects first, but I'm really looking forward to this one. It looks fantastic in the box. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, bye-bye.